Welcome back to this month's edition of Spotlight Edmonds Real Estate Show. I'm Wayne Purser, your host, local realtor here in Edmonds with Coldwell Banker Bain, just footsteps from the fountain where I'm located. Today we're going to have a special guest, Thomas Fadden with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. He's back. 21 months ago he was a first guest on the show. Then we're going to go into our real estate weather report, and then at the end I'll have some comments about market velocity. So right now I'd like to introduce a good friend of mine, Thomas Fadden from Fairway Independent Mortgage. Welcome back, Thomas.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that time here today.
Super. Well, tell us what's happened in the last 21 months regarding mortgage.
Real estate market is on fire, and mortgages have helped increase the ability to purchase a home. A lot of new programs have come out with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac reducing the criteria. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae use a automated underwriting search engine or software system to underwrite a loan, and they've loosened up on that a little bit, enabling people also to put down less money, 3%, 5%, and 10%, where the rumor in the market is still with some people believing that you have to put 20% down to purchase a house.
Right, yeah. And that was a rumor that really slowed things down, but it hasn't been true. And then I know people say first-time home buyers, there's a program out there, but it's also first-time home buyers or people that have come out now of short sales, foreclosures. They're ready to get back in the market. So how's it working for them?
Correct. The definition of a first-time home buyer is haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. So with a lot of people that got caught up in the 2008 till today era of short sales, foreclosures, things like that, the FHA programs, FHA and VA programs are utilized primarily at the beginning stages of that entrance back into the housing market, because they have a shorter term required between when they filed that foreclosure or the short sale till today's time.
Right, right.
As opposed to conventional loans still require a 4-year span. FHA and VA require 3 years. Actually, VA requires 2.
Right. And what's the maximum loan for FHA?
FHA's maximum loan now is matches up with the conventional. High balance conforming loan limit is $592,250.
Okay. So what we'll be able to do, and as we talked about before, there is a FHA program out there.
Correct.
That can assist buyers and actually pay their down payment of 3 or 4%.
Correct. And you could only use that program up to $424,000.
$24,000, which is you're still going to be able to find homes here in South Snohomish County or the Edmonds area where they're not pushed out, but that would be definitely beneficial in Mountain Lake Terrace, Linwood, and further up north as you go to North Snohomish County.
Absolutely. In fact, I've worked in the past with agents in the South End that when you talked about FHA and VA years ago, they were just oblivious to them because they didn't need them or use them for those types of houses. But now that FHA and even VA can step up into the $592,250 or below range, a lot of people actually use those loan programs to purchase expensive homes,
right.
Higher end homes.
Right, okay. So here in South Snohomish County, Edmonds area, average home sale over $500,000 for a purchaser, someone who wants to buy. What are 3 steps that those buyers need to do?
First step would be to get with their real estate agent and talk to them about getting the financing set up. And a lot of times the real estate agent will have a person that they'd like to have them set up with, like you and I have the relationship, that if somebody comes to you, you and I can talk about that buyer and I can work with them in getting them approved. So that's the very first step, is to get approved for a loan. It's very important for you, the real estate agent, as well as the buyer, to be positioned to be aggressive in the market. We have a very aggressive market, as you know, multiple offers being placed on homes, and it's very advantageous for a buyer to have an approval in hand really before they even start talking to you about searching for a home. And a good agent like yourself won't get a person in your car or meet them at a home and show them a home without them being fully approved, because you don't want to waste their time and you don't want to waste yours, and you don't want to set that expectation that they can buy a higher price house than they can really buy.
Right, and you just blitzed through one through three very quickly.
Sorry.
Yes, meeting with me, meeting with you, but then also people with me to present offers. It's best for them to have all their ducks lined up and done with you, so they're pretty much to go. And they get an accepted offer, they have the inspection, we're right in the appraisal and into underwriting, and we're pretty well home free from there. So.
Yeah, that's one of the programs that we've really aggressively approached ourselves as a company with Fairway Mortgage. We will pre-underwrite loans for customers prior to locating a home, which enables us to present an approval letter to you that shows that they are actually pre-approved and pre-underwritten. So that there are no drawbacks, there are no come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, we forgot this, because we've already underwritten the file.
Right.
And that enables you to present an offer to the seller of the home that you're offering on, almost equal to a cash offer.
Yeah, that's fabulous. And I know consumers are wondering right now, what is going to happen with this new administration?
It's a good question, and that's still an open-ended question, and no answer for that yet.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see what Donald Trump is able to accomplish. Going in, a lot of strong words, a lot of strong promises, promising to dismantle the Dodd-Frank rules. There are some of those that I would have to agree need to be changed a little bit. They're a little bit harsh. Some of them that have been put into place, though, actually have been very beneficial to the market, and I think they're really helpful.
Right, and it's just, for us in real estate, business as usual. We're moving
Absolutely.
forward, so.
Yeah, no change really into what we're doing on the financing end. There will be long-term impact based, just like it took a long term for Dodd-Frank to
Right.
get it put into place initially.
Right, okay, super. I'd like to thank you for coming back on the show and giving us this new information.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Great. So how would we be able to reach you? By phone number?
Phone number best to reach me at would be my cell phone is always on me. It's 206-940-2212.
Yeah, and what I like about that, you answer your phone, which is great.
I always do.
And it's great when I have clients in front of me, I put you on speakerphone and able to get you that connection right away, which is beneficial.
Works really well. And
Yeah.
not until I'm on Valentine's date with my wife last night answering my phone, that didn't go so well.
And then website.
My website is pretty simple. It's www.thomaslendingguide.com.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That wraps up this portion of my special guest, Thomas Fadden from Fairway Independent Mortgage. Now we're going to move on to Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. Welcome back to this portion of Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. We'll start off with Edmonds, the 020 zip code. We have 28 current listings, 24 sales. This is for the month of January 2017. Weather temperature 90 degrees, so days on market about 30 days, and rates are still flat. Great time to purchase a home with current interest rates. As we move on to Edmonds, 026 zip code, 37 listings, 39 sales, 98 degrees for temperature-wise, still 30 days on the market. There's a little discrepancy there. Why is it such a high temperature but higher dates? We'll talk about that later on in this episode. Muckleteal, Briar, Linwood, Mount Lake Terrace, Mill Creek, 140 current listings, 144 sales, 98 degrees, and again, 30 days plus or minus. Shoreline, 43 listings, 45 sales. It's up there too, over 90 degrees in 30 days plus or minus on the market. As you can see, the market is still hot. Low listings, record low listings, and with days on market about 30 days because we have a lot of listings. Sellers are being unrealistic. They're keeping their price too high, so it stays on the market too long, which skews the days on market. Again, if you price it correctly, it will sell within 7 to 14 days. That wraps up this portion of the Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report, and we're going to go on now to my special commentary for this month. Welcome back. I want to talk about this month about market velocity. One of the facts that is important for the consumer to know is that the messaging of no inventory is somewhat a misnomer. As you look at the total new listings and sales on the statewide Northwest multiple listing sales for 2016, single families and condominiums, the listings was up 5.3% from 2015 to 16. King County was up 3.6%, Snohomish County 5.5%. And also in total closed sales, the state was up 8% from the year before, King County 3.75%, Snohomish County 8.8%. More sales in 2015. Because many of the areas have less than a month's supply, and our typical statistics are based on months of supplies that we will have as inventory, the consumers are led to believe that there are no listings. right now. The fact is that we had more listings in 2016 than 2015, and how I've reported that in previous months. In front of you is a chart for King County going back to last August. And we want to look at the light green colors on the chart. Those represent the current listings for sale. And if you follow them from August all the way to January of 2017, you can see the decline. And the last 3 months have been historical lows for those months. So there are homes to buy, but again, as I've talked before, you need to price your home correctly to sell in a timely manner. Our second slide here is Snohomish County, same thing. Look at the light green colors, you can see how the listings have dropped off month to month to month. And with the uncertainty of what's happening with a new president, where the economy is going, we shall see what happens. So with that, the conversation needs to be changed from consistently focusing on the message of no listings to market velocity. There are more listings that are selling before they age a month, a high velocity market, as I've talked about my days on market or my weather temperature that I've been doing for the last 21 months is telling us we have high velocity. Buyers in the marketplace are finding inventory and closing on it provided they are ready to deal and take advantage of the fast-paced market. As my guest this month, Thomas Fadden, talks about being pre-approved, pre-qualified, and getting your ducks lined up in a row to purchase a property. Those clients need to be working with a broker that can guide them on how to be successful in this high-velocity market. So that wraps up this month's of March edition of Spotlight in Edmonds. And by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. I'm Wayne Purser, Coldwell Banker Bain Real Estate Services, downtown Edmonds. We see you next month.